BBS. BBS. Black Burke Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.
REED-BBS. BBS. Compliments of Jaron, Boots, Ennis. So there's levels to everything in life. Everything. Ass, titties, talent, and even compliments. And you can't treat them all equal either. There's levels to compliments. There's sarcastic compliments. There's the tooth-pulling, unwilling compliments. Like gun to your head, motherfucker, make you compliments. There's matter-of-fact compliments. Not too much fluff, just getting right to it. There's the comparative compliments. And then, of course, the over-the-top compliments. Boots Ennis gets them all. Usually from fans, from podcasters, from writers. I'm not going to bore you with those people's opinions. I'm going to entertain you, enlighten you to the opinions of Boots from his peers, both past and former, or both past and present fighters, that is. So yeah, don't take my word for it. Take it from his fucking peers. Starting mainly with Floyd Money Mayweather. This is per Leonard Ellerby. Said out the blue one day years ago, Floyd calls him saying, "Who the fuck is this Boots guy? This motherfucker can fight his ass off." Now, if you know anything about Floyd, he's reluctant to compliment pretty much anybody. And if he does, even with Spence, Earl Spence, who famously gave Floyd good work, I believe, before the Robert Guerrero fight. It's like, oh yeah, he gave me good work, he's gonna be a good fighter. That was pretty much the extent of it. But what the fuck, or who the fuck is this Boots guy? Who the fuck is this Boots guy? This motherfucker can fight his ass off. Like, that's a compliment and a half. That's glowing recommendation from Floyd's ass. Brian Jennings, heavyweight, 6'3", about 230-ish. He's actually sparred Boots a few times. They usually go 6 rounds a pop per Jennings. He said that he loved Boots' speed, his accuracy, his poise. And he said, my power didn't even matter against Boots because I couldn't lay a hand on him. So the fact that Jennings is a heavyweight and Boots is a welterweight, it was of no consequence. He couldn't lay a glove on him. Mussin Kaysen, he's the brother of former heavyweight champion Hassam Rahman. Mussin Kaysen, he's a cruiserweight, 11-0, 8 KOs. Now, Boots is the smallest guy that Kaysen spars with. But he said Boots punches like a light heavyweight. Said he punches harder than David Benavidez and harder than Caleb Plant. That's what this man's saying. He called him a generational talent. This is coming from a cruiserweight, again, Mussin Kaysen, who also admits that Boots knocked him out in sparring. To the point where he said, look, I wasn't like just out, for minutes or nothing, but had I had to continue within 10 seconds, I wouldn't have been able to do so. So yeah, Boots knocked him out, a cruiserweight in sparring. You hear a lot of sparring stories. I heard this one online, YouTube, out of the horse's mouth. The nigga that got knocked out. He the one saying it. Bud Crawford. He's always said he thought Boots was a great talent. Always supported him since the amateurs. And he says that he sees himself in Boots. Boots reminds him of himself. You can respect that, especially in terms of the switch hitting. They switch stances with a purpose, not just as a party trick or some bells and whistles shit. Like, they do it with a purpose, and they do it effectively. Or in the case of Bud against Spence, hell, he started and completed the duration of the Spence fight in one stance. And that's something we ain't seen Bud do in many fights, many years. But just that aspect of it, the fact that they're both thinking man fighters, I can see where Bud would see bits and traces of himself in Boots. Also, they both rap their own hands. On fight night, they're both rapping their own motherfucking hands. So that's some dope shit. Hank Lundy pulling this one out of nowhere. He said, I've been telling people since Bob Arum wanted Boots to walk out with Bud prior to our fight, kid's a killer. This is Hank Lundy. Earl Spence, he said Boots, he nice as hell. Now Spence, he's more of the matter-of-fact guy, but he is honest. But for him to say he nice as hell, Spence is kind of teetering more towards Floyd. He'll be like, yeah, you know, he's a good, solid fighter, bright future, blah, blah, blah. But he said he nice as hell. Sergey Lipinets. So Jay-Z did a song called Friend or Foe. Well, Lipinets is the backwards. He's the inverse of that. He was a foe who's now apparently friendly. He's on some friendship fanboy shit with Boots Ennis. Said once again, this is after Roy Monville fight. Lipinets, he stated once again, showing levels of the game. No one from the top 5 will fight him. And Lipinets was correct. That is not going to happen. Kenneth Sims Jr., super lightweight. I want to call him a journeyman. I think he's a little better than that. He basically said Boots fucking people up with that right hand behind the ear. It's a very astute observation. It really is. Mickey Bay, he said Boots, like Roy, he's conscious of putting on a show. Said he ain't gonna get no serious threat for probably the next 3 or 4 years. He said Boots is hungry like a 4-round fighter. He loves boxing more than anyone he personally knows. And he wants to fight Boots, that is, until he's Bernard Hopkins' age. Like, that's dope. But yeah, he reiterated he ain't gonna get no comp for 3-4 years at least. Not at welterweight, that is. But yeah, man, it's not about necessarily the compliments. I know a lot of people tired of hearing the high risk, low reward talk with Boots. Everybody anointing him before he's really done anything. And I get that. But it's about who is giving the compliment, who's saying it, and what are they saying. So that's why I wanted to shed light on that in this video. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Red Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.